Hi everybody, I know I haven't posted a couple of videos in a while and I am definitely behind in the sewcialites, but needless to say I have not been not quilting. I just have a project that needs to be done by mid-February, and as you can see it's kind of on my ironing board at the moment. So the fabric on the right side over here, that one is backing fabric that I need to iron and sew together, and then over here right there is the actual quilt that is all laid up, and I just need to add one more border around it. This is a king size quilt, and as you can see it's kind of taking over the whole entire house at this moment. My table is not big enough to measure my quilt on, so basically if you switch back down here, I've moved the coffee table out and vacuumed the floor, and I'm laying the quilt out on the floor to measure it to get the correct amount of inches for my borders, because you definitely don't want to be stretching your quilt as you're measuring your borders, because it's just going to give you like a really bad measurement. And what can happen is you can stretch the border fabric and then you're going to get these like little spots as you're sewing that are just going to fold over, like you can't smooth them out, and it just is a really bad thing to happen to a quilt, especially a king size quilt. So basically, yes, this project has taken over the whole entire house. I cannot wait to be done with it, to have it out of the house so that it can go get quilted, and then I can get back to making my other videos for the sewcialites. So I know I'm about 3 blocks behind right now at the moment, but by the time I get around to it, I'll probably be 4 blocks behind. So I might do one big video and just list in the video at which minutes my the different blocks will be starting for the whole entire tutorial, but we'll see once we get there. And then also once this is done being quilted, it is going to come back to me, and then I will be playing binding chicken, because it's just, this color is so beautiful. It's like a rhubarb, and we think it would be really great for the binding of this quilt. But I mean, I have enough because this fabric was bought over a year ago and we couldn't find it again. And so hopefully I'm going to have enough with this extra amount right here. And I might just sew straight instead of doing a diagonal seam for these, just to save a couple inches here and there, which might be able to get me to the end of the quilt. But yeah, originally that quilt was supposed to be, so there's that pink border on it, and there's the white border right here that's along that. So that was supposed to be the end of the quilt. That was about an 81.5 square quilt, and now it's going up to 104 and 98 inches. So wish me luck. And it's kind of like this shabby chic thing. I might also be adding a few other tips, like for instance with this I wound bobbins, and you will see that video next. Got the bobbins all lined up. Here we go. Let's see if I can get these 10 blocks done tonight. Start the clocks. Just a few blocks I'm working on. Variations. It is a shabby chic quilt. Now, the point of winding a lot of bobbins is that while you're sewing or, quilting, you do not have to keep on winding it or stopping to wind your bobbins. So far, I'm still on my first 5 sets of bobbins. Luckily, they're large capacity bobbins. But I might wind one more just to make sure I have enough for the backing. But I think I have enough for this final border. Actually, let me take you over to the final border piece. So over here, so I've taken over the kitchen, and this is another reason why I need to get this done, is because this just needs to be cleaned up. But this is a really nice light blue. It's like a robin blue, and that will be the final border. I don't have extra fabric for this. It's very, very to the line. I cannot waste this, so I probably won't do a diagonal seam on this to connect them. I'll probably just do a straight seam. It's also a smaller border, so I don't think you're going to really notice it, but just to make sure I do have enough for everything. But this is the last thing that needs to go on, so I'll be sewing this together, and then I will be laying the quilt out over here and moving the space heater and all that good stuff and laying it down just to get it flat. I don't measure it at the very edge of a quilt. I usually go about a block in, because there might be, like, the edge might have warped or stretched just a little bit, and you just want to make sure you're getting a good measurement. Some people are sticklers and they measure both sides of your quilt plus the middle and then find the mean of that measurement to get the exact measurement of a border. But I do not do that. I just don't measure at the very edge because it tends to be slightly off with the warping. So that's about it for right now. And I promise I will get other videos up and going for the sewcialites, and wish me luck in finishing this.